how's it going, people? Welcome back to the channel with some more Arsenal transfer news, transfer updates, discussions, opinions, and today, in today's transfer video, we're gonna talk about few links, but mostly we're gonna talk about Edu. Yes, we are on Edu watch big time because we're doing nothing. We are doing nothing in this transfer window, and feels like everyone is doing something while Edu is going to galas, going to concerts, and most likely barbecuing his meat, on his grill, and pretty much doing nothing because we don't have any money, or is just Edu not sure what is happening. Generally have no idea, but without further ado, like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell. This will be a bit of a rant, I'm not gonna lie, and we're gonna discuss about other transfers that are happening all across the Premier League and other places while Arsenal sit and are twiddling their thumbs. So let's get into it. Nothing much to report about Emil Smith-Rowe. Looks like is very interesting stuff going on. Emil Smith-Rowe basically is reluctant to leave Arsenal despite limited game time. There are reports that Arsenal have lowered the asking price for Emil Smith-Rowe from 40-something million to 25 million. Now, second of all, the thing is, despite the fact that he hasn't played much, he wants to stay and fight for his place, which, to be honest, I am cool with, because he is arguably in the team only player that we can sell at the moment that I am okay with staying. Ramsdale, okay, cool, we want Trio or whoever, he can go. Zinchenko, don't care. Jesus, don't care. Who else is there? Reece Nelson, obviously, go. Eddie Nketiah, bye, see ya, Felicia, and Fabio Vieira, whatever happens, happens. But Emil Smith-Rowe is the one who wants to stay at Arsenal, and he wants to fight for his place. I'm cool with that, to be honest, because he had shown a lot of promise. There is a great player in there, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe he can mold his game to play maybe left number 8 and push down Rice to number 6. Maybe there is part of that. I'm not sure. Obviously, Rice's best position is that left 8. It's not actually number 6, but if he can grow, if he can develop his game to be that holding DM in a way, then definitely I can see Emil Smith-Rowe playing that left number 8. And to be honest, he can provide good backup in multiple positions, and he actually, if he gets fit and he avoids injuries, he actually is a very, very good player, I'm not gonna lie. And if you remember, a few seasons ago, Emil Smith-Rowe together with Bukayo Saka single-handedly, in my opinion, saved Arteta's job from being sacked. Genuinely. They both carried the team big time. And yeah, and since then he got few injuries. He went to Euros with under 21, so won it, had the decent performances there. But yeah, it doesn't. The big thing is, does Arteta not rate him? That is the big question in all of this, because what I generally believe what needs to be done is that Emil Smith-Rowe sits down with Mikel Arteta one-on-one and basically put their cards on the table. Because Arsenal are open to selling him, 25 million, they're lower the asking price, and yeah, but at the same time Emil Smith-Rowe says he wants to stay, not to mention the fact that we instantly wanted 40, we want 50 for Eddie, and now we have lowered Emil Smith-Rowe's price to 25. It's like we set this price so high up in a way that nobody offers bids, then they will come out and say, well, nobody wanted our players, and they stay. It's like we do it on purpose. We set such high values because we have re-signed them on such an enormous and laughable wages and everything to protect their value, and we are so advanced in our phases that we are protecting their value so good that nobody wants them. Yet at the same time, Edu and other people are telling us from Arsenal that everyone wants our players. We have very good players and nobody wants them. Obviously, there are links with Fulham, Crystal Palace, and multiple teams. Now, but the fact that Emil Smith-Rowe wants to say himself could play a massive deal in this. And to be honest, I wouldn't mind him staying. Because if he stays fit, if he can make his certain position his own when he is given the chance, he definitely can fit in there very, very nicely. Because we had that with when we weren't so great. In a way, let's be real, not so good. We had Ainsley Maitland-Niles who didn't want to play right back, but he had every chance to make that his position. He didn't want to, he wanted to play in the midfield. He got his chance to play in the midfield, he stunk out the gaff and he got binned. So it is what it is. He's gonna return to Emirates with Lacazette, I think, in the Cup to play for Lyon. Obviously, by Leverkusen and Granit Xhaka are coming as well, so that will be interesting to see how that goes. But yeah, Emil Smith-Rowe, Arsenal want to sell him, are open to selling him. Yeah, he wants to stay. Interesting how this will develop, but to be honest, as I said before, Emil Smith-Rowe staying? I'm not against it. Moving things on to backup goalkeeper, apparently. Real Madrid president Florentino Perez has informed Arsenal that it will cost £21 million to sign goalkeeper Andre Lunin. And it comes from El Nacional from España. And this is very, very interesting because it's more or less almost the same amount we signed Ramsdale for, isn't it? And yeah, Lunin. He played most of the season for Real Madrid because Courtois was injured. They won the league, they won the Champions League and everything. And at the same time, we are open to selling. Real Madrid are open to selling. Let's get that in. And is Lunin willing to come to Arsenal to be the number 2? That is the big thing. Because Arsenal are signing goalkeepers left, right and center. And we are switching them like socks. Because if you think about it, since Arteta has been here, we have had Emi Martinez, Bernd Leno, Runnison, we had that Ryan, that loan from Brighton, then we had also Turner, now we had Ramsdale, we had Raya, someone else. We had like 8 goalkeepers. Genuinely already, in 5 years since Arteta nearly has been here, we have had 8 goalkeepers. And this could be our number 9 goalkeeper. And the thing is, Lunin technically isn't bad. Yes, for Ukraine he didn't have the best performances. Trubin played instead of him, he got dropped. At the same time, for Real Madrid, he did good. He did very good, to be honest. He kept them in all the competitions until they squeezed out the max, obviously. Definitely he deserved to play in Champions League final. Courtois played, of course, instead. But at the same time, Lunin, would he want to come as number 2? Because he definitely would push up, he would push Raya, and Raya genuinely feels like doesn't need the competition, because as long as the media were talking about the fact that Ramsdale is breathing on his neck, you saw in the beginning of the season quite a bit of mistakes until Raya. Then Raya realized, and obviously media backed off, and we saw that Ramsdale is not playing, there will be no pressure. Raya instantly just turned it up a level, in a way, as much as he could. So that will be very interesting to see. Obviously, I could say that Lunin is a better shot stopper than David Raya. You could argue that. Distribution-wise, more or less the same. So it will be very interesting, because if you sign Lunin as a backup, okay, when he's gonna play? Carabao Cup? FA Cup? Maybe some games in Champions League as a backup? Maybe some rotational, like 5-6 games here or there during the season? Maybe? 21 million and a goalkeeper who arguably is a starting quality goalkeeper for many, many teams. Would he want to be the backup dancer? I'm not sure. I'm genuinely not sure. Where it's gonna happen or not remains to be seen. We'll have to follow this, but this deal, in a way, raises more questions than answers, if you get what I mean. And this is a big one. According to Team Talk, Manchester United are willing to offload Jadon Sancho. The big thing in this is, apparently United have offered Jadon Sancho to Arsenal for a transfer fee of 40 million. This is the big one, because I'm not against it. I'm not against signing Jadon Sancho, because the only place he has failed is United. And that just shows, because he isn't the only player who has gone to United, a very big prospect, very good player, and done nothing. And it's only at United. We saw what happened with Memphis Depay, for example, and stuff like that. We saw what happened with Anthony and everything. He's not the only player who goes there and bang, falls off the face of the earth, falls off with the manager in a way, then he moves, gets a loan or something, moves to a different club and lights it up instantly. I genuinely believe that there is a chance we could sign him. I genuinely believe. And I'm not against it. I'm going to tell you this personally. I'm not against signing Jadon Sancho, especially Borussia Dortmund, played in Champions League final and everything, was big part and all that stuff. And if you think about in the past, remember when Martinelli was growing, he had massive amount good spells of games, even before the season before that when he hit massive amounts of numbers. We were already trying to sign a winger in his position specifically. We tried Mudryk, we signed a few more, and obviously we failed. We signed Trossard as a backup, but last season Martinelli had a shocking season, let's be real, and Trossard started in front of him, and Arsenal are still looking for that winger. And that again raises the big question for me. Because Sancho can play right wing, left wing. So he can be backup for Saka, he can start on the left wing and everything. That raises the question. Is there something that Arteta doesn't like about Martinelli? Because it's not the first time we are linked with a winger, specifically in that position where Martinelli plays. Yes, we all know we need a backup for Bukayo Saka, let's be real. But it's not the first time we have been linked with a winger that can replace Martinelli, who can grow to replace Martinelli, or who arguably on certain level is better than Martinelli. It's not the first time. So that is the big thing. Like, does Mikel Arteta doesn't like him in some way? Is there something in there that Arteta thinks that it's not gonna click? We need a better player there. Because Martinelli, as good in certain parts as he is, he lacks in certain departments quite massively. Let's get that out of the way instantly. Let's be real, he's not maybe as good as people, as media and Arsenal fans want to hype him up to be. Because there are lots of things you would wish to improve on him. Obviously, Arteta maybe thinks you can push Martinelli to the right side to play maybe finally a right-footed player on the right wing and left-footed player on the left wing. Like Arsenal never switch their wings to kind of throw opponents off. Again, it's just like with Lunin. It raises more answers than gives questions. But yeah, I will say this. Sancho has tech. In our system, actually, the way we play, he would fit in much more nicely. I'm not gonna lie, he would fit in much more nicely than in United's system. I definitely believe there's a massive amount he could do there. There's a big chance of him being a very good there player and arguably being a proper starter in that position on that left wing. And that will be very interesting to see. Maybe I don't even know, because Jadon Sancho at Arsenal would be actually a very good deal. The question is for how much. The thing is, there is something in this deal, in this situation, that we are signing wingers in a way in Martinelli's position that makes me uneasy. Let me know down in comments what you think, but there definitely is something that makes me uneasy. Because if you, just genuinely, I'm not gonna do this now, but if you have some free time, just track back on our transfer windows under Mikel Arteta since we had Martinelli, and look, we have tried to sign multiple wingers in Martinelli's position with arguably higher ceiling than Martinelli and with different profiles or similar profiles than Martinelli. So that raises many questions, doesn't it? And I'm not sure where we are going with this, but let's just say if we had money to spend, I'm not against it. Let me know what you think down in comments below. And now we are getting to Edu Gaspar. Every single team around Arsenal in footballing world, more or less, is doing deals. Yes, you can say, but Man City are doing nothing and Liverpool are doing nothing. Let's be real. Man City already have done something. They've signed Savio. Second of all, Man City don't need to do much. Arsenal needs to do much. Man City need to sign maybe 2 players and they're done. They can just go drop 90 bags, get Bruno and just move on. Second of all, Liverpool. They just got a new manager. They need to iron out some wrinkles here or there and they will be in the market. They need to get their plan straight because it's a new manager. Arsenal, on the other hand, what's the holdup? Genuinely, what's the holdup? Because we have had throughout this whole transfer window, Arsenal want to sign someone before Euros. Arsenal want to sign someone before end of June. We are at the end of the June today. We have signed nothing. And we have sold, to be honest, also nothing. And July, we need to sign players. And I don't see us signing anyone before Euros end, which means extra 2 weeks of pain, misery, and boredom to actually think about it. And that raises for me the big question. Where's the money? Because Arsenal have spent 600 million over the last few years, and I would say Arsenal have wasted half of that. Signing players they are replacing, putting them on unnecessary contracts, where we are now, and now we are in position where I genuinely have a feeling that Kroenkes have said, you have 100 million, but you can have more, but only under one condition. If you sell the mess and you sort out the mess you have created. And this now falls to Edu, because he is the sporting director, he is the guy who is going there trying to talk with agents and try to sign people. And now we are here, 4.5 years in Arteta's tenure, and we are where we were when we were under Arsene Wenger. If you think about it, We are getting top 4 consistently. We are doing with a squad which is decent, but Arsene Wenger knew how to get more of the squad, because Arsene Wenger with the squad we have right now, I genuinely believe would have won the league by now, without shadow of a doubt. But we're not talking about that, we are talking about the fact that under Arsene Wenger, we had a bench which was very bad, subpar, we had bad players, we had unnecessary enormous contracts, and we needed to rid on at least half of the bench. Fast forward nearly 5 years, we have bad bench, we have players on enormous contracts, still, on stupid wages, wasted money, and we need to get rid of them. Nothing has changed. And you think, yeah, Arteta has improved the team. Yes, he has. I'm not saying he's not. But there are certain aspects of this situation that drives me sick, genuinely sick, because we haven't moved forward an inch in that department. And that all falls to Edu. Because genuinely, Edu has been in many situations where there's a player Arsenal want and many other teams want, and there's a bidding war in a way going for it, for that player, and Edu just says, nope, I'm out, goodbye. He just doesn't go into these bidding wars at all, because every single time there is a bidding war, Edu steps out and hides under the blanket as a scared little boy. Genuinely, because you can say, yeah, Man City wanted Rice, yeah, but did they really? Because if you look at Man City, how they're built and how they do business is generally straight up forward. We value this player at that amount, we offer you that amount, don't want it, goodbye. We are not going in for it, that's it. And that was it. Even if there is massive truth, the fact that they wanted Declan Rice. They put in 90 million, they didn't want it, they didn't want to pay more. West Ham said no, and they were gone. There was no bidding war, they just put in a bid, they said no, they moved on. They signed Kovacic, other players, and still won the league. Arsenal then saw, 90 million doesn't work, okay, 95, nope, 100, nope, 105, let's do the deal. Genuinely, it was just that easy. Same goes for Mudryk. Mudryk was pretty much an Arsenal player, he was on the plane. Until Bowley came in, said, we're gonna pay you the same amount, we're gonna pay you maybe a bit more, we're gonna pay you a bit more in those situations. That's it. And there were reports that Mudryk was genuinely crying on the plane, calling Arsenal, saying, can you do anything because I don't want to go to Chelsea and all that stuff. And no, Arsenal couldn't have done anything. Because if Arsenal really wanted that player, they could have done something. Let's be real, they genuinely could have done something. And again, we come back to that situation where Edu doesn't perform well under the pressure. And this is now in the mess we are in. We have re-signed Reece Nelson, Edin Nketiah on stupid amount of contract wages. And now we are trying to sell them and nobody wants them. We are trying to sell Zinchenko, which by the way we haven't heard a peep about since buying interest before the window opened. And now it has gone dead quiet. We are not trying to sell anyone, it feels like. And that is it. Because if Edu was as good as he was hyped up to be, if he was the sporting director of the year as he was crowned, do you think he couldn't have sold Lokonga? Do you think he couldn't have sold Reece Nelson, Edin Nketiah by now? Because none of these players, none of them are on international duty at the moment. They're not in Euros, not Copa America, nowhere. They're sitting, doing nothing, preparing for pre-season. Why we are not selling them? Why we haven't sold them right now? It's just incompetence. We are just genuinely a joke of a club. We are one of the biggest clubs in England, one of the biggest clubs in the world, but we act like a championship side when doing transfers. Genuinely. That's about it. Because if you look at this, generally that's why I have Fabrizio Romano Twitter page on. Chelsea are signing Dewsbury Hall. First one, 30 million. Chelsea talent Golding is set to join Leicester. That is to balance the PSR and everything, to swap around. They don't have any money, they have to follow PSR rules. Everything, yet they still sell and sign. Despite everything. Dewsbury Hall. Now we move on, João Cancelo is leaving everything. Here again, Douglas Luiz joins Juventus from Aston Villa with value of 50 million. to be paid in installments. Selling Gilling Jr. and Enzo Barenza to join Aston Villa in separate deals worth 22 million in total. So the deal is 28 million, and that will be paid in installments. Basically, that's what this article is saying. Do you think Arsenal couldn't have signed Douglas Luiz? Genuinely, do you believe so? If Aston Villa, who also have the PSR things, can sign 2 players and sell 1, how can we not do anything? Move on. We're gonna keep scrolling. We can do this all day long. Obviously, by the way, Como, Cesc Fabregas. Como just got promoted in Serie A. Nearly are close to signing Rafael Varane. Just saying that. Here is the deal. Official statement to follow Douglas Luiz to Juventus as expected. Archie Gray. Tottenham have made contact with Leeds United for Archie Gray with verbal proposal already sent. Spurs already got green light from Gray. Gray wanted to join Spurs. Now, just saying, not a great move for Gray. They will ruin him, but hey ho. But even Spurs are signing freaking players. Ipswich Town, by the way. Sign Hutchinson, we got money. Medical ongoing for Elliot Anderson at Nottingham Forest and Yakuba Mintze at Brighton. Brighton and Forest are signing players. Odysseus Lacadimus from Nottingham Forest are moving to Newcastle. Newcastle also have PSR issues. They just sold Elliot Anderson for, I think, 35 million? 35 million to Nottingham Forest. While Newcastle get the backup goalkeeper for Pope. It looks like Dubravka might be leaving, but yeah, here it is. Elliot Anderson moved to Newcastle in 35 million transfer, second after Mintze to Brighton. What else? There's Archie Gray. Napoli confirmed that they don't close Mohamed Traore, who returns to Bournemouth. I get that. Dendakar also returns to Villa. So basically, what you're saying here in all of these reports, all the single time with Premier, here it is. Why? Newcastle are forced to sell due to FFP. They didn't have to sell Isak, Bruno Guimaraes, or Gordon, as it was reported that they might sell Isak. Chelsea are still interested, by the way. Potentially in a swap deal, Jackson plus cash for Alexander Isak. Chelsea are going for 100 million Isak when Arsenal are twiddling their freaking thumbs. And this all falls what they do. Here it is. Mintze to Brighton is a here we go. Pretty much. And everything. So basically, every single freaking team in Premier League are signing players, selling players, doing deals. Despite the fact that they have PSR issues, they're selling, signing, doing what they need to do to kind of break even and everything, but to get the job done and sign and improve their squads. While Arsenal, we're gonna wait till end of Euros and Copa America. We're gonna assess our options. So where's the 180 list pages of players we want to sign? Where is the secret list of special players we want to sign? When we have heard F all about it, F all about the players and everything. Where is it? Genuinely, where is it? We are now 16 days in the transfer window. July 1st is tomorrow. Many players will become free agents and everything. What have we done? Tell me, what has Edu done in this time to guarantee that we are selling Reece Nelson, Edin Ketia, Alexander Zinchenko, potentially Emil Smith-Rowe, and Aaron Ramsdale, who we haven't heard anything about from leaving Arsenal? Because I can guarantee you that in a 1.5 months time, when it will be mid-August and Premier League season is kicking off, we will hear Ramsdale is leaving on loan with no option to buy. 100%. 100%. Because as again, we move like a championship side in football in transfer windows. Genuinely. Edu has done nothing, while every single team in this world is signing and selling. Look at Villa, look at Chelsea, look at Newcastle, Nottingham Forest, Brighton, and we are just naming Spurs. Genuinely, they're just our bad boy teams. In a way that Arsenal are the good guys. Good guys, we must follow the rules. The rules. The rules. Woo. Rest of the teams don't give a crap about them, basically. Because you can sign these players, but announce it official after PSR is done and it resets. You can sign these when FFP is done and it resets. You just need to balance the books in general, just to show that you have done your job and then you can move on. And that is like it's moving. while Edu is sitting down, twiddling his thumbs, and just watching his 180-page stack of players and scouting reports on them and thinking, too much to read. You know what? I'm gonna do this tomorrow. I'm gonna cook some sausage on barbecue. And I'm just sick of it. Genuinely sick of it. It's genuinely, this is do or die window for Edu. This is do or die window and season for me, for Mikel Arteta, because I'm already sick on 4.5 years winning F all, while Arteta has spent together with Edu 600 plus million and won us nothing. And if you think Community Shield is a trophy, you can shove it, genuinely. And if you think the first FA Cup he won counts, it was all with Emery's squad. It was toxic and negative. It was lost dressing room with players where 90% of those players are nowhere near as good as we have players right now. We had Saka, who wasn't developed, who is developed now. We had few players from that team still in the squad, and some of them need to be sold, some of them are one of our main guys, but yeah, we have done nothing. We have improved our squad, we have finished second twice now, and both times we should have won. Arguably, yeah, we should have won the league both times, last year and the year before that. And again, we are falling always short. And if you think that Manchester City is gonna sit there and twiddle their thumbs and do nothing, you are just a moron. Because they have signed Savio. Genuinely, what City at this stage need to do is to sign 2 more players and they're gonna walk the league once again. Not to mention the fact that, for example, João Cancelo is returning from his loan, they're gonna sell him for big money, and then they're gonna buy someone else. There are already links that they will sign Bruno Guimaraes soon, already. Yo, just imagine the midfield. Imagine the midfield of Rodri, Guimaraes, and whoever is the third midfielder they decide to play. And nobody's getting past that, let's be real. They are a big team who knows how to do things. Based on this, Liverpool also will get better. Every single team will get better, while Arsenal will be sitting and doing nothing. Because every single team so far in the window has taken at least 2-3 steps forward to improve their squad, while Arsenal are standing still, which means they're catching up to us. And if we keep like this, sooner or later, they will overtake us back again, and we will again be fighting for 4th place. It won't be too long. It genuinely won't be too long. So genuinely, if Edu is somehow watching this by a freaking miracle, get your thumb out of the place where sun doesn't shine and sign and sell players. Because this is now embarrassing. We are one of the biggest teams in the world, but we are moving like a championship side. Get the job done. This is make or break window, make or break season. Because if we win nothing once again, you and Arteta need to go. Anyhow, that was my rant, my thoughts on everything. Let me know what you think down in comments below, because this is now getting kind of embarrassing. I'm not gonna lie. Genuinely not gonna lie. Let me know what you think. Take care. Enjoy the last day of the weekend. Tomorrow new work day week, more new work week begins. July 1st. Maybe Arteta will sign someone, and I do. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Take care. Stay safe. Like, comment, subscribe, and have a nice day. Peace.